is we've actually got some news coming up here in just a few minutes that could be impactful on the marketplace. So I wanted to get in and do this ahead of the news, just to give some insight around what we're seeing right now and reiterate the things that are really important in the actual marketplace out there. So, and I've also got a couple of questions that came in over the last 2 or 3 days since the last email I sent went out. So figured I'd take the time to talk about the charts over here and give you guys some updates as well. So a couple things. Let's pop over to this screen first. And the news I'm talking about is ADP non-farm employment change, and then also President Trump will be speaking. These could be very impactful. Switching over to this screen, I could really do either one, but what we can see, this is the E-minis. You can see it on oil over here on the right side as well. Last night, after the market closed, we had a missile strike in Iran, and the market reacted to that, and then over time, pretty much took back all of that reactive sell-off that occurred, and is now back to where we had pretty much ended the day, a little higher actually than where we ended the day yesterday. The takeaway from that, right, is we had something that was impactful from a news standpoint, but fundamentally the market hadn't changed yet based on what occurred there. I mean, so the market hasn't really truly reacted to it yet. The things that will be impactful to the market will be what happens with the outcome of this report, this ADP report, and also things that are said as Trump speaks later on. Also, not tomorrow. Oops, what have I done here? Also, this week on Friday, we have the actual non-farm payroll report and unemployment rate report that comes out. These will be market impacting. Right now, as I said yesterday, the trend is still up. Now I traded this long yesterday, and I ended up with a loss in the marketplace. I got taken out on this little guy over here, but actually this little guy over here. But right now, this is a 4-hour chart. The trend is still up. We, looking to buy pullbacks. And in my opinion, obviously I'm just some dude on the internet. No one knows what's going to happen in the marketplace. I should probably put up a disclaimer before I do any of these videos, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, I think anyone watching this video, it's a small number of people, because this site has really only been made known to people that I know or that know me. So those of you that know me, you know that I'm just a guy on the internet that has my opinions, and I'm not telling you what to do or anything of that nature. You have to make your own decisions. So anyway, in my opinion, buying until this trend changes, until we're no longer in an upward trend, buying pullbacks is still the right thing to look for. Now, with that said, we've got a lot of news this week. We've got unemployment rates, we've got non-farm payroll, we've got today, which is the precursor to non-farm payroll, we've got Trump speaking. There are things that can occur today that would be truly impacting the market and could change the trend. So, be aware of that. Be very aware of that. So, I'm not interested in doing any trades until, after non-farm payroll, but that's going to come out before the new market session gets fully underway anyway in the U.S. from a future standpoint, but also until Trump speaks. And that goes, the same for over here when we're looking at currencies. Currency market exactly the same. We need volatility We need the volatility that's going to occur around news. We need things to happen. But at the same time, we don't want to trade in advance of that news. Why not? Well, because we don't know what's going to happen. We never know what's going to happen anyway. But there's even more uncertainty around a big announcement coming out, right? No one can predict the future. We have ideas of where things might want to go. We form biases of where things might want to go. But reality is, there's times when you've got more risk than others. Under a regular market condition, we can look at certain things that drive our decision-making process, whether that's looking at currency strength in the currency marketplace, or whether that's looking at support and resistance in a truly speculative market. And we can make decisions around what the trend is and where things are going and how we'd like to trade that. But when you've got news in there, things can change very rapidly, very suddenly, very dramatically. So we want to wait for the news to happen. Be patient, let the market normalize, and then take action again. So that's the plan for the day. There's a lot of turmoil in the world right now. We've had an amazing run. Who knows if it's over? There's always the question of, we've been hitting our head on this 3250 on the ES for a while. Is that the top? No one knows. I mean, people have been saying it was the top since it was a 2000. So, what's up? Yeah. So anyway, that's it for that. Other stuff. Someone asked me about the website, so I'm going to get into that real quickly. MakeMoneyFromYourLaptop.com. The purpose of this really is trading. My main wheelhouse is trading. However, very often people don't have discretionary income to trade with. So the website is split into 3 sections. If you don't have money to trade with and you need to get some additional income started, the Make It section will show you some proven didn't want to go that far in. Some proven techniques that you can apply to actually make money. These are proven, time-tested strategies that will perform for you if you execute them. Okay? So for folks that need to make some additional income, this is a great place to start. If you've got true discretionary capital, my main wheelhouse, what I do every morning is I talk about trading. This section is where it'll be. Missing from it is the Forex stuff. My main wheelhouse, I keep saying wheelhouse, I need to find some other term to use for that. But my main focus for the last, for quite some time, a long time, has been teaching in the currency trading markets. I've always been in the background. I've always been supporting other people. So I don't have my words on this page yet. And initially, when I first was going to launch this site, I was using trading material from Complete Currency Trader because I was supporting that product in the back end. I was the guy that people talk to. I don't want to use that anymore, and there's obvious reasons. I've talked about it before here on this channel and on YouTube and in other forums. I'm not going to use that content, so I need to put stuff into my own words. So coming in the future, hopefully the very short future, because I'm recording videos now, you will find more trading information here, not just for the Forex market, but there will be in-depth modules for beginning Forex as well as Forex mastery. There'll be 2 sections there, one that gives you kind of the primer, one that really dives in to what it takes to be successful, and then we'll also do the same thing in the futures market. Ultimately, guys, and I've said this over and over and over, trading can be really simple if we get out of our own way, if we get out of our own heads. The actual process to be successful trading to be a successful trader isn't that complicated. It's just like being fit, right? If you want to be a fit person, we need to eat the right foods and we need to exercise. We often make choices to not do those things. It's the same in trading. We know what we need to do in order to be a successful trader. The markets are random. No matter what anybody wants to tell you, and I know that there's a lot of people that will disagree with me, especially a lot of people that are speaking at the Wealth 365 conference that I'm speaking at might disagree with me. Although privately they will agree with me because I've had conversations about this stuff. But the markets are random, and we do things that we can try to predict where things are going to go, and we can have a high success rate in predicting those things using certain filters and whatnot. But the reality is, how often do we really stick to that plan? We know what we need to do, but do we actually do it? And that's what a lot of, once we get the basics out on this page over here on the for Forex Mastery, talking about futures trading, once we get that out there, it really comes down to execution. And I'm guilty of it, just like you are and everyone else is. We know what we need to do, but do we always make the right decision? So most things in life at the very basic level are pretty easy if we just execute. And it comes down to actually successfully executing is what gives us the problems. So we'll be delving into more of that. But I've got a lot of work cut out for me. Honestly, I launched this product as kind of a project, middle of last year, because I have, over the years, a lot of friends have asked me what I do, how I do it. And it started out just kind of, hey, I'll put it online. Obviously, with no longer being associated with a company that I supported and poured my passion into for many years, which is a very disappointing situation in itself. No longer being part of that, I've got to put out my own content, and that's going to take me a little longer than I had initially expected or thought I needed to put into it. So stick with it. If you've already subscribed, great. You'll get my daily updates, because I do these every morning about what I'm looking at in the marketplace. In fact, news should have just happened, by the way. What I'm looking at in the marketplace, what I'm thinking of trading, my thoughts about the market. You'll get those every day, and then as I get the content added into the member site, obviously you'll have access to that down the road. The Keep It section over here is coming as well. This is a strategy that whoops, I need to make a change to that big graphic. Anyway, this is a strategy that isn't ready yet. Needs a lot of compliance review, but as soon as it is, we'll have it up. These are just, again, proven strategies that, I'm going to use the quotes, old money uses to pass on their legacies through generation, protect it, grow it. And we'll be talking about that as well. So the site itself is split up into 3 sections. The main focus, though, is that middle section, which is the grow it. If you've got disposable capital, you've got true, risk capital, trading capital, that's what I talk about every day. And but it's not built out as much as it could be, because it has to be put into my words now. So that's where we are. All right, so that's basically it. Just wanted to hit that quick piece about what's going on as far as market commentary. We've had the ADP news just came out. I haven't looked at the result. Not too concerned about the result. I'm more concerned about what the market does with that information and how it reacts to it. I really think, even with the ADP information, I don't know that we'll see much until after Trump speaks, right? And see where that takes the market, because that can be something that's right out of left field that could really be disruptive to the marketplace. So, today, while I typically talk about the levels that I might be trading at here in the ES or in crude or in gold, typically I'm talking about the actual currencies that I'm looking at placing a breakout trade on and taking that trade. All of those things don't matter at this point until we get through this piece, because this can be the most disruptive piece that's kind of hanging over us right now, and I don't want to take unnecessary risk. So you don't have to take unnecessary risk. You don't have to push the button every single day if things aren't meeting your criteria, right? So use common sense. Of course, it's easier said than done. Sometimes we'll be staring here and we know that we shouldn't trade because something's coming out of left field or potentially coming out of left field. But then we'll see things happening and we might push the button anyway, not in our best interest. right? Tie your hands down if you have to. Yeah, make sure you're doing things that are in your best interest. We know what we need to do. Let's just execute it the right way. So anyway, that was a lot longer than I meant to spend on here. Long and short of it is, stick with me. You'll see more content coming in the members area. I'll be here every morning doing market commentary. You can go back and see previous videos if you want to look at what I've done in the past and get an idea of what the morning sessions typically end up looking like. All right, so that's it for now. Have a great day.